Think about an activity you do regularly and where you can think of a time you were completely absorbed whilst doing that activity, completely immersed and caught up in what you were doing. And where you can also remember another time where you were not at all absorbed and found it hard to concentrate and get involved whilst doing the exact same activity. You can choose any kind of activity, but it's good to choose one that there's one that you often get absorbed in. And there can be a range of activities because different people find different things absorbing, whether it's a hobby, sport, music, art, gardening, dancing, cooking, studying, socializing, whatever. So you need to think of an activity that you sometimes find absorbing and sometimes don't, and need to be able to remember a specific memory at a particular place and time for each example. Now I'd like you to start by thinking about the example, the specific time, the memory of that activity when you were doing that activity but not absorbed in it. I'd like you to really visualize yourself there. Really imagine yourself back into that situation of doing that activity and not finding it absorbing, as if you're there right now, back in that situation. As best you can, focus on an experience in which you were trying to do this activity, but distracted and not immersed in what you were doing. In this state, you were very aware of yourself and of the passage of time, and doing the task felt like a struggle. You were quite distracted and finding it hard to concentrate. You might have had a running commentary in your mind, commenting on how you were doing it or how it wasn't good enough or how it was much harder than before, and your attention was probably not completely on the task in front of you. As best you can, relive and re-experience that situation of trying to do that activity but finding it difficult. Recall and vividly imagine the setting. Imagining yourself looking out into that situation, looking through your own eyes as if you're there right now. Imagine that you are there right now, looking out onto the scene, seeing through your own eyes, experiencing the sensations of being in your own body, hearing, feeling, using all of your senses to become fully aware of your experience in the moment. And as you imagine this scene, fill it with rich and vivid details that make it more and more real for you, as if you are there struggling with this activity. See what you are looking at during this time. Notice what is in front of you. Notice and recreate how you are holding your body, whether you are standing or sitting or lying. Notice your posture. Notice what your hands and arms are doing. Focus on the details of what you can see and hear. Recreate how you were thinking, what was going through your mind as you were trying to focus on this activity but finding it difficult to do. Notice what you are attending to. Experience your feelings and your physical sensations as you re-experience this time when you were finding it hard to be absorbed in this activity. Notice how you felt. Explore those feelings, and as you imagine this situation, let those feelings deepen. As best you can, recapture and hold on to that feeling of struggling to be involved in what you're doing. Focus on what you can see, hear, smell, feel in this situation. Notice what you're paying attention to. Where is your attention focused? Notice how you are attending to the situation. Notice if your attention is narrowly focused on a specific detail or if your attention is loose, flexible, shifting easily from one thing to another. What is important to you in that situation? What is motivating you? Spend a few moments continuing to imagine yourself in this situation, finding it hard to concentrate on this activity, and making that as vivid as possible. Notice your experience of struggling to focus fully on this activity. Make a mental note of what you experienced in this situation, what you felt, what you thought, what physical sensations you experienced, and hold on to that for later